Hello everyone. This particular video is to explain how to perform data cleaning, specifically in data analysis using Excel. Before I start, I just want you to have a clarity on few things. Like before proceeding for analyzing our data, we have to make a note about few things. But before that, I just want to design some data here. So let's imagine we have a column called name, age, city, phone. So these are our columns, and we have our names as Alex, Nikhil, Sia, age 21, 45, 34, city, Delhi, Hyderabad, Bangalore. Now phone 3345 4478 5643. Okay, so this is our data. So the first and most important rule whenever you are performing some data cleaning using Excel, you have to make sure that there is only one single header in your entire data set. What I mean to say is, for example, see here we have name, age, city, phone. These are our columns. In the sense, we can make these columns as our headers, and these are our rows like Alex, Nikhil, Sia. These are all our records. At the same time, 21, 45, 34, these are all our records, in the sense rows. Simultaneously, what we can also do is, this is our data and which is in a right format. I will also show you what is meant by a wrong format. So for example, see here, I'm just copying this data and pasting it over here. Now, I'm actually saying this name is my personal info and this age is my related to information, and this phone number is, I can also call it as contact. I have seen many datasets in which people used to have multiple headers just like this. See here we already have header like name, age, city, phone. Apart from this, people have already made some other header like this, like they have categorized name and age as personal information and phone as the contact information. So this is a wrong, because whenever we consider a data set, we should not have more than one single header. So this would be an ideal data set where we can expect only a single header. So this is a dataset which is of a wrong one. So we should never have any headers more than one. So I would say, for example, I'll make it as rules before analyzing dataset. The first one is only one row should be present as the header. So this is our first rule. What I mean to say is, this is the correct format because it is only having a single header, but this is of wrong format because it is having multiple headers. Like this can be one header and the other one can be this header, so which is of wrong format. So this should not be the scenario. Okay, so the second rule is each column should only have one type of data. What I mean to say is, see here, I have taken this particular column which is name. So this name is nothing but it's a textual data. So the entire rows in it should definitely be textual. And when you look at here, this age is nothing but a number. Actually, we can also represent age in textual format like 21. When I say 21, you can also mention like this 21. But since our data has numbers, so we can consider this entire column should only be made of numbers. Okay, just like that, when you look at the other two columns, this entire column is made of only textual data. That is, when you say city, Delhi, Hyderabad, and Bangalore, these are all are strings. So string is nothing but a textual data. When you say this phone number, these are numbers. The name itself it describes about numbers. So the entire column should be made of numbers. So just look at here this rule. Each column should only have one type of data. So what I mean to say is, in place of phone number, I should not write like 976. Imagine 976 is a phone number. Uh, Instead, I should never write 976 in a numerical column, because this entire column is made of having numerical digits. In place of numerical digits, we should never ever write textual data. Okay, instead we can write like 967, which is of a numerical format. So this is of second rule. And the third rule, my dataset should have continuous rows and columns. What I mean to say is, there should be no gaps and decorative rows or columns. So what I mean to say is, I'm actually saying my dataset should never have rows and columns. I mean, there should not be any gap between rows and columns. I mean to say, for example, see here, I'm just deleting this. Just deleting this first row. Okay. So see this thing. Okay. So here we have 4 rows. Also we have 4. Just deleting this. So here also we have 4 rows. Okay. In between each row there is no gap. This is an ideal format for any dataset. Okay. What if I say, see here, does this make any dataset an ideal one? No, because it is having a gap. A gap is very dangerous while analyzing the data. It should definitely break your data. Okay, so it is better not to have any gap in between records. Like if this is my one single record and this is another record, there should be no gap in between my records. So we should never have any records. I mean gap in between the records. Also, some people used to do like this. For example, they just use these hyphens and they used to keep some section 2 like this. See here, see, some people used to do this sort of things. They used to decorate the data just like this, like this particular part here, it belongs to section 1, and from here they actually want to start a separate section. So for that purpose they usually name it in between the dataset, they create some gap and they will name it as section 2, something like that, and from here they'll start again the rows. For example, here Mary, Bob, and here 45 and 23, New York City, Washington, 45789876. So see this thing here, we this particular person has made some creative work here. They usually think this as a creative work, but it is very dangerous if we want to perform any data analysis on a particular data set, because this dataset here, it usually breaks down the dataset. This particular row, that is underscore section 2, this can be creative, but this would definitely break the dataset. So we should never have any gaps in between our records. So it is better if we can delete this thing. Now the data is consistent here. Now the data is continuous in rows and columns. Okay, this is another rule. Now another rule is we have to break data down into smallest value necessary for sorting or filtering. What do you mean by this? For example, I have seen something like this. Okay, let me create another record like Jai. His age is 20 and he is living in uh, okay, let me just have let me just create a separate sheet here. So I have a person like Jai. His age is of 20 and his address is 30 slash 267 hyphen F4 Ontario, Canada. Imagine this is his address, okay, and he has mentioned entire address in a one single cell. So this should not be the scenario. Can you read this particular dataset and can you analyze it based on this thing? No, it is very difficult, right? So instead of this, what we can also do is we can separate this thing. For now, I'm just separating it out. For example, till F4, it is the door number. So what I want to do is I just wanted to paste it over here, and now I'm just removing this comma here. Here I have placed Ontario and here I'm going to paste Canada. So what I mean to say is, instead of keeping the entire address in a one single cell, you can also keep it in, you can also split it according to the need. For example, I can create one row here. I can name it as name, age. Now I'll make it as door number. I can call it as province. I can call it as country. So now this makes sense actually. See, this is my header row and these are all my individual rows, which is actually making sense. But earlier, what was the scenario? These entire three rows are actually getting merged into one single cell, which is of no purpose if we want to analyze our data. Okay, so that is the fourth one. And the fifth rule is each row should only have one record. And the sixth one is no duplicate rows should be present in our data set. Okay. Now what do you mean by this thing? Each row should only have one record. I mean to say is, let's consider this particular eighth row. In this eighth row, there is only one record. There should only be one record. I mean to say, there should not be any case where I can keep multiple names in one single row. For example, I want to mention Bob, and in the next row I have to mention Steve. But what I have done here, I have just made these two records in one single row, that is Bob comma Steve, which is of wrong, because in a single row we should only have a single value. So that is the meaning of this particular fifth rule. And what is meant by the sixth rule here? No duplicate rows should be present in our dataset. What do you mean by this? Here I already have the name J, J. Now if I can again do this J, and if I can give it again like 20 and everything for the second time, is that allowed? No, it is not allowed, because it is a duplicate value. The same value has been again repeating for the second time, which is not allowed when we analyze our data. So our dataset should be free of duplicate values. So these are all the 6 rows that we have to follow while analyzing or before we analyze our dataset. Now I'll just explain you all the topics one by one, but I'll just start with the process, and it is actually starting with removing blank rows. Okay. So imagine I have a dataset like name and age. Okay, let's copy this thing. I'm just copying this thing. Or okay, why to copy? We are actually doing some removing blank rows. Now this is the topic that I am going to explain, removing blank rows. So if we want to remove blank rows, first of all we have to locate uh, blank rows. Okay, imagine I am purposefully creating some blank rows here. So I have created some blank rows here. Okay, now we just want to imagine these are only 3 rows, so we can just by seeing itself we can identify there are only 3 records which are having blank rows. But we can also make what if the blank rows are extended to beyond 3 rows? Like what if we have some 3 lakh blank rows? It is impossible for a human eye to just go through all those 3 lakh blank rows. So for that purpose we have some options in our Excel through which we can easily identify or locate our blank rows. So first of all, what do we have to do is we just select this dataset or select any entire column. So I'm just selecting this particular column, that is name column, and after that in the home group, this is our home tab. Okay, and we have to go to this style group. This is the style one. Here we have an option called conditional formatting. Just tap here Now you can create one new rule here. Here we can select format only cells that contains. Now here you have to select blanks. You can also choose the color that you want by pressing the format option, and here in the fill option you can choose whatever color you want. I want to highlight all the blank rows with the help of yellow color. So if I click OK and if I press OK, then see I have selected my entire column, and all these yellow cells are nothing but my blank values. Okay, so I have selected this entire column, so that's why I'm getting all the other rows as blanks, because it has selected the entire column. What if I select only single thing? See here, uh, imagine I have only selected here. I'm just first clearing all the rules first. Now I want to create one new rule here. I'm just selecting format only cells that contains. Now I have selected only blanks. I want to select any color for my blank values. Press OK. Now if I press OK, see here, out of how many rows? Out of all my rows, I am only having 1, 2, 3. Only 3 rows are having blank values. So that's the reason the yellow color is popping up for all the blank values, because we have set a conditional formatting. I mean to say, I'm actually ordering my Excel just to present all the blank values in yellow color. That's it. So if we want to figure it out for the whole entire data set, what we can do is just select the entire range. First go here and just clear all the rows. First of all, just clear all the rows. Now just go to the conditional formatting, set a new rule, select format only cells that contain. Now select the blank values. Now you just select the color that you want to display with. I have selected yellow. Now you can press OK. OK. See here, all these 3 records in all the 3 columns, in all the 4 columns that are having blanks are shown with yellow color. So this is how we locate blank rows. Now we have already located the blank rows. Now the next step is removing the blank rows. We can easily remove that, but before that I just want you to show you I just want to show you something like how to sort based on cell color. How to sort any rows based on its cell color. How to do that? But before that, I'm just clearing it out all the conditional formatting of my earlier things. See here. Okay. So I'll just select this entire thing. I'm just going to the conditional formatting, new rule. Format only cells that contain. I'm selecting blanks. This time I want to select some new color, maybe some red color. Okay, I'm pressing OK. OK again. Now all my blank cells are having uh, red color. Okay, imagine I'm just purposefully creating some more blank columns, blank rows actually. See here, if I create any blank rows, automatically it gives me the red color, because earlier I have set conditional formatting, right? Imagine I'm just creating another blank cell here. See, now see here, if I ask you how many blank cells are there, if you ask if I ask you this question to you, then what would you answer? Like, do you count like 1 2 3 like likewise? No, like it would be silly to count all those things, right? So instead what we can do is just select any cell in the entire data set. Now right click on the cell. Here we have an option called sort. Okay, Now here we have an option called put selected cell color on top. If you just tap on this, then what happens? This particular color that you have selected has been shifted to the upside one. So I'm just undoing it. Now if I can select entire thing, I'm just sorting it out, and if I place this put selected color cell on the top, see here, I'm just selecting this thing, I'm just sorting this put selected color on the top. Sort select color on the top. See here, sort color on the top. Okay, so this way you can just shift your entire blank cells onto the top, just like that, or else you can also do this thing like you can just select the entire dataset. For example, you can just select this thing, entire thing. You can just go to this sort here. Here we have this custom sort. Now just select this particular first column, that is column A, that is name column, and now here what you can do is you can just do this cell color. Here by defaultly it selects the color and you can place it on the top. Okay. Now similarly you can do this add level here. You can select the column B. Now here also you can select cell color, but here, okay, if it is showing, then you have to select this color, and you can also add B, select this C column cell color onto the top. You can also add D column. You can press OK. See here, for the entire dataset, the entire blank values have been shifted to the top side because we have applied custom sort here. Now it is pretty much easy to count this. How many blank cells do we have? If you ask me, I would definitely count this thing, and I can easily see that we totally have some 10 blank cells, or some 11 blank cells we have actually. So this is how you can custom sort your blank values. Now we have located the blank values. Now we have sorted the blank values. The only thing that is left for us is to remove the blank values. How to remove the blank values? For example, this thing, select this particular column and go to this find and select here. Now here you have to press Ctrl G to get to this go to dialog box, or you can also tap it here, go to. Now what do you have to do is you have to go to this special here. In the special you have to choose select blanks. Now press OK. Okay. Now see here, this entire blank cells have been selected here. Now just go to the cells group here. In the cells group here we have delete option. You have to select this delete, and here we have delete sheet rows. All blank cells will be deleted. See here, all the blank cells have been deleted because we have selected all the blank values and we have pressed delete sheet rows, just like that. I'm just undoing it just to show you once again. See, I'm not selecting the entire dataset, instead I'm just selecting this particular one single column. And now here I have gone to this find and select. I'm pressing this go to, or otherwise I can also press Control G. Even though I have got this go to dialog box, now you can press special, select blanks, press OK. Now my entire blanks has been selected. Okay, now just go to the cells group, delete cells. Instead of delete cells, I'm just pressing delete sheet rows. Here I have pressed delete sheet rows because if I press this delete sheet rows, it will delete automatically this entire row. Okay, all the entire blank rows will get deleted, the selected blanks rows. So that's why I'm just pressing delete sheet rows. Okay, so see here, earlier we used to have this removing blank cells, but that has been deleted because that was a part of, see, I'll show you here. Earlier we have this removing blank rows. Okay, but now if I perform this thing, automatically this entire row will get deleted because I want to delete all these things. Okay, sometimes it would be very deadly, so that's why what we have to choose is, you just have to go here and Control G, special, blanks. Okay, now in the delete you can also do this thing like delete cells here, shift cells up. See here, only the blank cells which are present in this particular column have been deleted. Now if you can select all the three columns, now you can just do Control G, special, blanks. Okay, now if you have gone to this delete and if you have pressed delete cells, shift cells up. Okay, all the blank cells have been deleted, but this data is not yet deleted because it is pretty much safe. If we only select delete cells, only the blank cells in this particular table will get deleted. There won't be having any risk of getting deleted all these options. Okay, so that's the better choice I would suggest. This is how you remove the blank rows. Okay, now imagine how to count blanks. For example, I'm just undoing it. See, I'm just undoing it. Now if you want to count the blanks, then how to do that? If you want to count, we have three counts. Actually we have three functions. One is count, second one is count a, third one is count blank. So what do you mean by this count, count a, count blank? Count in the sense it gives number of cells having numerical data within the range, within the selected range. So what I mean to say is, this particular count, if we apply this count function to any cell in our data, then it only counts number of cells which are having numerical data only within the selected range. If I have selected this entire thing and I have applied count function, it will only count the number of numerical data cells. Okay, but this is not the case with count a because it gives number of cells having numerical and textual data within the selected range. Just keep a note of it. It won't count any blanks. It can't count any blanks. But here we have another function, that is count blank, which is only this, which is only designed to count. It will gives number of, it gives number of blank cells within a selected range. So this is what it is. So let's just perform this thing. Okay, first I'm just counting. I want to apply this count function here. So I'm just using count. I want to select my range here. So imagine I'm just selecting this particular thing. I'm just applying and pressing OK. Then what happens? See here, it has given me the count of 5. What are those 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are our numerical data which is present in this particular column. No matter whether it has text or it has blank, it will never consider. It will only count from this entire, from this first starting point to the last starting point. It will only consider all the numerical values. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total we have got 5 values by using count function. This is using count function. Okay. Now I am going to use count a, and I am going to pass this entire range again. Closing the bracket, pressing enter. See here what it has got. It has got some 6 value. So it is saying I have total 6 number of cells which are having at least some or the other data. When I say some or the other, I mean to say whether it is having any textual or it is having any numerical data. Combining both together gives us some 6 number of cells. See here, what is the count here? Total 6. So I mean to say this count A will always counts both the numerical type of data as well as the textual type of data. That's the use case. Now I am going to show you another function, that is count blank. This purpose of this function is specifically designed to count all the blank values. It won't consider any numeric nor it considers textual. It will only consider all the blank values. See, I am just selecting the entire range, but still it will give me only the count of blank values. See, here it has counted total 11. Let's just count these blank values. See here, how many rows are there? Total 1 to 11 blank values are there. So that's the reason this count blank function has given me total 11 rows. So this is the use case for count blank, count A and count. Perfect. Now we have what we have performed till now. Let's summarize. We have located blank values. After that, we have sorted blank rows. Next, we have removed blank rows. Fourth one, we have counted blank rows. These are pretty much important when we are actually performing some data analysis, because all these things like counting blanks and removing them from our dataset is very crucial to perform any further analysis. Okay, perfect. Now I'm going to show you 2 more ways of removing duplicates. So till now we have only removed blank values, but now this time we are going to remove some duplicates here. So I'll just copy this entire thing. I'm just uh, okay. So I want to explain how to remove duplicate values. First of all, what is meant by duplicate value? So the duplicate value is nothing but if we have the same value again and again, then we can consider it as a duplicate value. For example, here we have Alex, Nikhil, Sia, Mary and Bob. Now what if Mary is present again for the second time with the same thing like 23, or again New York City, again 4, 5, 7, 8. See here, this entire row is almost, not almost, it is exactly equal to this particular row, that is Mary 23, New York City 4578. Okay, now this data is having a duplicate value, I can easily say, because this and this are having, these are actually the duplicate values. So whenever we perform any data analysis, it is pretty much important to make sure we don't have any duplicate values in our data set. That is very, very important. Okay, so now here, if you can see, we can remove these duplicates. For example, just select any data, any cell in our data set. Now just go here into the data. Here we have an option called remove duplicates. Just remove this. Now here you can, if you want, you can unselect some of the columns. For example, you can unselect name or age. If you want to only remove the duplicates from city and phone, you can do that. But I want to remove all the duplicates from all the columns, so that's why I'm selecting all. Now what do we have to do? We have to mention that my data has headers. In the sense, the first row is my header for my data. So we have to check this. If we don't check this, then this particular row will also be considered as a row, and this can also be utilized in removing the duplicate. So I have to check this. Now it has become a header. Now if I press OK, then what happens? One duplicate is found and removed. So total 5 unique values remain. See here, earlier here there is a value of Mary 23, New York City and 4578, same value. But after this removal, now I have only got some 5 rows. This is a pretty easiest way to remove duplicates. This is one of many ways. So I have selected, I'm just undoing it. See, I'm just selecting any row. It is not mandatory to select that particular duplicate value. No, you can select any other cell and you can just go here into the data tab. Here you can go to this remove duplicates, select or unselect any of the columns that you want. But for me, in this case, I want to remove all the duplicates across all the columns. If I unselect name, then what happens? If I press OK, see what happens. One duplicate value is found and removed. Total 5 unique values remain. Because here, see here, this is the key column actually. Based on this only, all the other columns are actually having the data. For example, see, if I remove duplicates, okay, I don't want to consider this phone. If I press OK, all the entire data will get removed. No matter if you select a single cell or if you have selected the entire column or you have selected the entire data, no matter what you select, if you just tap on this remove duplicates and if you have selected this thing, then automatically the entire thing will get deleted. I mean all the duplicates will get deleted. This is one of many ways, and I will also show you how to remove duplicates using conditional format. Remove duplicates using conditional format. So this is the another way that you can remove duplicates using conditional format. For example, I want to purposefully create some data here. Okay, now I have created a total of 3 duplicate values, that is Mary, Alex and Sia. Let's see how we can remove this using conditional format. Now just select the range of data. What do you want to remove? Like you have to select this entire range or whatever the range it is, you just have to select it. That's it. you go to this home tab. Now we have conditional formatting. You can select on this new rule. Here format only cells that contains. Now here instead of blanks, earlier we have selected blanks, but here now this time we have to select this thing, format only unique or duplicate values. Now here automatically the rule will be the format all would be duplicate here, because here we have selected format only unique or duplicate values. That's it. Here you can go to this format section. Now you can just select any color, yellow. Now if you can press OK, see here, this is your entire duplicated data, because Alex is been present for 2 times, Sia is been present for 2 times, Mary has been present for 2 times. So other than Alex, Sia, Mary, only Nikhil and Bob and are the only unique values. So we have classified all the unique as well as all our duplicate values based on the colors using conditional formatting. Okay. Now if you have classified it, now how to remove this thing? You can just go to this data tab, remove duplicates. Okay. See here, earlier there were 3 duplicate values found and now removed, so total 5 unique values remain. See here, Alex, Nikhil, Sia, Mary, Bob, and here even though we have 45, it won't get deleted because this 45 belongs to Nikhil and this 45 belongs to Bob. And so here the primary key would be this name. Usually there would be some column with IDs. ID columns usually be considered as an primary keys here. But in our dataset, I'm just considering this particular name. Like I don't want any duplicate names in my name column. So that's why I'm considering it as primary key. So based on this only our data will get formatted. If this is unique, then no matter how many duplicate values it has, it will be spared. If this is duplicated, then these will also be get deleted. That's it. Okay. Now, till now what we have done is, I have shown you how to remove duplicate values using conditional formatting. Okay. So now I just want to make this a table, so I'm just selecting this entire thing. Now I'm just going to this home tab. Here I have this option called format as table. I can select any of the style here if I want. Like I'm just selecting this thing. I'm just checking my table has headers, so I'm pressing OK. Now this particular thing has got turned as a table. Okay. Now imagine I'm just purposefully creating some, one second. I'm just purposefully creating some duplicate values here. Okay. Now in our table we have Sia is getting repeated for 2 times. Now here we have Mary, it is getting repeated for 2 times. So these two are the duplicate values actually. Now how to remove duplicate values whenever we have it in a table? You just have to go to this table designs here. Now here you just have to select any cell. Now you just tap this remove duplicates. Obviously you'll be having the same dialog box that you have already seen it earlier. If you press OK, all the other duplicate values will get removed. See, we only left with 5 unique values. That's how you can duplicate remove duplicates from tables using table tools design. So there are multiple options of removing duplicate values from our data. I have shown you enough. Now what we can do is we have to compare two lists using conditional formatting. This is what we are actually going to do now. So how to compare uh, two lists using the conditional formatting. Okay. For example, I am just purposefully creating again my duplicate values here. I'm just creating Sia Alex. Okay. Now just imagine this is our table. Okay. This is our table, but this table name is what? This table is not of a original database. Okay. This database is a transactional one. So here there are chances that we will get some duplicate values in our data. Okay, but here we have some like original database. Like here we have some name, age, city. So I would just copy this thing. Now just copy Alex. Okay. Okay, so this is our data. This particular first table, one second, I'm just going to this format table. Okay, so this is our table. This is a duplicated ones. Like this table is having many duplicates, but this particular table is of a original table. So this is original table and this is a duplicated table. Now if you want to compare the values from your original database, like what are the values that you have originally in your database and what are the values that you are getting as duplicates, you want to have a comparison, then what you have to do is, so for example, just select this particular column which are having many duplicate values. Now just go to select conditional formatting, select on new rule here. Now here use a formula to determine which cells to format. Just press on this thing. Now here what you have to do is you can provide a countif formula, like you can press equal to countif braces open. Now you can select this entire range here. After that just select this one, close this. we have to select this thing. Do this ls. I'm just using red color. Okay. Now if you press OK, something was wrong, I think. You just have to select conditional format, but before that clear all the rules. Okay, now we are just, you can just go to this new rule, use formula equal to count if you just have to provide the range here. Like I'm just providing the range of 21 here. I'm also passing to press less than 25. Let's see what happens. There may be a problem in the selection, I think. So first you have to select this thing. Okay, select any cell here, go to this conditional formatting, first clear all the rules from the entire sheet. Now just select any cell, go to conditional formatting, new rule. Here you have to use a formula. Now here you can, what you can do is count if. In the count if, what you have to do, you just have to select this entire column. Now here you only have to sorry a1 something happened here, because if we use count if here, we actually want to compare the list using the conditional formatting. Okay, so in this case I just wanted to select the entire column here, so obviously this would be the case. Now I just wanted to remove this remove this absolute reference, and I want to provide only mm, I want to remove this absolute reference. Press greater than 1. Imagine. Nothing has happened. Let me try out this thing. Yeah, repeat for twice. Okay, so I don't know what has happened. Like, I'll just explain you this thing in the last thing, but just let's move on to the next concept, that is how to combine cell values. So this is the topic that I'm going to explain now. How to combine cell values. For example, what I mean to say is, here I have super, and here I have man. So here I have super and I have man here. I want to combine these two cells and I want to show it as a one single cell. See here, I'm just using equal to. Now I'm just selecting this thing. I'm using ampersand. I'm selecting this. If I press enter, I have got Superman. So this is what I need, right? Now imagine, in between super and man, if I want to have some space in between that, how to do that? Then just use equal to, select this particular text. Now give ampersand. Now in the quotes, just use, oh sorry, now in the quotes just provide some space here. After that, give again ampersand. Now just select this man. Now if you press enter, see here, this time we have got Superman with some space in between these two. So likewise you can join two strings using ampersand, just like that. Or imagine I just want to add few more words like hey Superman. So I can add hey in between these words, and then I can use ampersand. Again I have to give some space. Again I have to use ampersand. In this quote, now this time not quote, instead I have to use some super. Okay, we have not followed this equal to. Okay, Now if I select ampersand again, space again, okay, so this is what it is. Like here we have mentioned like hey Superman. So this is the text that we have got, hey Superman. So likewise we can join multiple texts using this ampersand. See here what I have done. I have added a new text that is hey, and I have joined super and man using the ampersand. So likewise we have got hey Superman. Okay, so now we can also join text. We can also join multiple strings using multiple functions. So this is one way. Using ampersand we can join this thing. We can also use concat function. So we have a concat function. Since this Excel belongs to 2016 version, so here I only can use concatenate. In the latest version or in the Office 365 device you can use concat function, but here I can only use concatenate. So I'm just using this concatenate. I have to select this first one comma and the second one. If I press enter, see I have got Superman. If I want to have some space in between that, then in between these two things we just have to add some space. See now, one second, something has happened. Okay, see now, Superman. So by using ampersand we can join the strings, and also by using concat we can join the strings, and the third one is we can use this text join to join both the strings. So how to do the text join? I think it won't be available here, so we can jump back to this Office 365 here. uh, so this is the Office 365 thing. For example, here imagine we have ML and here we have Naruto. If I want to join both the things, I can use traditional method like equal to, selecting this, ampersand, and selecting this, done. I can also use concat function, concat. Now I can use this function, this particular string, comma. I can also use this one. If I press enter, done. Okay. Now I can also use text join. So if you press text join, it is asking for you to mention some delimiter. So what is the delimiter here? So you can mention delimiter whatever it is. For example, uh, I can mention some, in the quotes I can mention, sorry, in the quotes I can mention some space, comma, I have to pass true or false, because if there are any empty values, then it would definitely ignore that empty things. Now I am just passing the text to 1, this one, comma, text to 2. If I press enter, see here I have got ML Naruto with the having some space, because I have used space as the delimiter here, and I have used true, in the sense I am asking Excel to ignore if it is having any empty values or empty spaces. For example, see here, I mean to say, if I press false, no, see, for example, ML Naruto. Okay, so I want to join these three cells. Okay, 1 2 3. Then how to do that? Text join Now I have to specify the delimiter here, so I'm just specifying this. After that I want to mention if I want to ignore empty cells or I have to include empty cells. So earlier I have used true, now I want to show you how a false can be used here. So I'm just using false. Now I have to select the text here, comma, this, comma, this. If I press enter, see here, ML Naruto. Okay. Here I think it has considered spaces here. This particular cell is having empty, so it has considered spaces. I guess. See here, I'll show you. B5, B6. See, the gap is getting wider, right? So just observe the difference between this ML Naruto gap and this gap between ML and Naruto, because here the gap is getting widened because here we are having two empty cells and I have used a false condition. What is meant by false? It includes the empty cells. In the sense, it includes this cell and it also includes this cell. When I use true in place of false, then we don't have any gap. We will only be having a considerable amount of gap that we have mentioned here as a delimiter. See here. See here. Even though how many n number of gaps we have, it doesn't matter because here we are only considering true, in the sense it definitely ignores empty values. So that's how we can join multiple strings using text join. Now I want to show you some case functions. What is meant by a case functions? When I say case functions, we have few functions as proper, the second one is upper, third one is lower. So what is meant by this proper here? First place, so it makes first letter capital. What is meant by upper? It makes the entire text capital. What is meant by lower? It makes entire text smaller. So I just have written this definition of each of those functions, but we can uh, explore it in the real sense of world. So let's have a look. I would say we have computer, okay, and I'm also using some complete capital letters. Okay, now imagine we have this all small letters. Now I want to make first letter as capital, then I can use proper. So if you press tab, select this thing, you press enter, see here only the C first letter will get capital. Okay, now if I want to make this entire string capital, then how to do that? Just use upper, tab, select this one, close, enter. See, the entire string has become capitalized. Okay, now I want to make this particular font, complete font, as smaller. I want to make this entire thing as smaller. Then how to do that? Just like that, just press lower, tab, select the font, select the text actually, and press enter. See, the entire text has been converted into small letters. So that's the use of this case functions. Okay, now we can also use these case functions in the nested ones. For example, where can these case functions be used? For example, here while concatenating itself we can use it. For example, here see, I'm saying proper. Now I want to use some concat. What are the things that I want to concat here? Uh, I want to add some context like super, comma, computer. I have selected, sorry, not this one. I will select this one. Okay. Now if I press enter, then what happens? Here our entire text is having small letters. Okay. Now if I press enter, we will get the result as supercomputer, and the yes will be, wait, and the yes will be capital, and the rest of the all the words would definitely be smaller. See here, I have got yes as capital, but in actually I have not given s as capital. I have only passed super, all the super letters in small letters. Okay, so that's the use case. We can always use this in the nested ones. So I just pass some space into it so that it would be meaningful. Supercomputer. So that is the use case for this case functions. So we can always use this proper, upper and lower nesting into the functions. For example, I want to use upper. Now I want to use concat also. If I press concat, I just want to use some string like awesome. Awesome. See, just observe this word awesome. Okay. Now I'm just selecting this computer. Both are having the small letters. Okay. Both are having the small letters. But now if I press enter, all these awesome computer, the entire string will get be converted as a capital one. See here. Okay, I forgot to put one bracket here. See here. Awesome computer. The entire string has got converted into capital because of this particular function, that is upper. Okay. So similarly, you can also use lower. For example, lower tab concat tab. I want to have some use capital artificial. Sorry. Now I want to select this computer. Okay. See here, whatever I have written is completely in the capital letters. Now whatever the F7 key, that is this particular text is also in completely in capital words. But now if I press enter, the entire artificial computer would turn into small letters because of this particular function, that is lower. Okay, I have to pass another bracket. Now see here, artificial computer. So this is how we use case functions within another functions. Okay, now that till this particular point I have shown you how to combine text from different cells. Now it's the time for me to show you how to split cell values. How to split cell values. So for splitting cell values, we have left, right, mid, text to columns, and the fifth one is flash fill. So these are all the 5 functions that we have, using which we can easily split cell values. So first I'll let you know. First we have ml naruto. Okay, we have this particular string in this a single cell. Now I want to split this ml and naruto. Then how to do that? I just wanted to split left part of it. Now I'm just selecting this entire font. I have to mention how many characters that I want to have, like 3. I'm just pressing enter. See here, I have got ml and space as well. Okay, now imagine I want to have left, selecting the text here. Now I want some 4 characters. Then what is the output that I will get? Just pause this video and comment. If I have selected this thing and if I press, if I have passed 4 characters from the left, then what is the output? Obviously M, L, and we have space in between, after that N. So ML space N. So together it comprises of 4 values. So now this has become our left function. Now how to use right function? Similarly, we have to use right function. I want to extract right. So I have selected the cell here. Now I want to select extract the part from the right, like from right. I have to mention how many words. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say 6. Now this entire Naruto will get extracted. See here. So that's the use case of left and right. Now we also have mid. So what is the mid function here? Mid is nothing but you just have to select the enter text. Now you have to mention starting point and the as well as the ending point. So what is the starting point for you? For example, I want to only extract NAR. So I would definitely give starting point as 4. Now I would also give ending point as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would give 7. If I press, see here, imagine I'm just reducing, instead of 7, if I pass 3, what happens? NAR will get extracted, because I am saying Excel to go to this particular word and try to fetch the data from the 4th position. What is the 4th position here? M is the first position, L is the second position, N is the space is the third position, N is the 4th position. Okay, so N is the 4th position here. Okay, so N is the 4th position, and I'm also saying from the 4th position I need 3 characters. So 1, 2, 3. So till NAR would get extracted. Okay, let's try for another thing. I'm just passing mid function. I want to select this particular cell. Now I'm just saying I want to start from uh, 5th position. So what is the 5th position here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my extraction will get started from A. In the Naruto text we have A. So it will start from A and it will end till what? 6, 7, 8, 9. So I would say 9. If I press enter, see here, Aruto has got extracted. Instead of Naruto, I have extracted Aruto, because I have passed 5th position, which is A, and I have passed 9th position, which is O. So simply I have got Aruto. That is what the use case of left, right, and mid. Okay, perfect. Now we can look at how to use another beautiful thing, that is text to columns. So let's jump back to this Excel again. Okay. Okay, so since I have already written a few many rows here, so I just want to try out this text to columns on this particular thing itself. So okay, so what we have to do is, what is the use case of text to columns? Here we are having text. I want to divide this entire text, or I want to split this entire cell into n number of columns. So how to do that? So just select the cell. Now just go to this, where is it located? Data. Here we are having text to columns option. Just select that. Now here uh, it is automatically selected as fixed width. Okay, just keep it as it is. Just press the next button. Now here you can easily see that all our words are classified uh, basically using the help using this space. in between, right? So for example, in between my and dataset there is having a space, and between dataset and should there is a kind of space we have. So likewise, based on the space, it will usually divides this entire text into multiple columns. If you press next, then automatically it would ask you to select the column type. So you can select each individual column and you can specify the column type. For example, I would specify this as number, so I would say general. Okay, now I would specify this as text. I would also select all the things, all the other columns. See, I'm just selecting all the other columns. Okay, I have selected all the other columns and I am specifying it as it should only be having text. Now if I press finish, see here what happens. It has got divided as the first three has been placed in the A column, and the remaining entire and the remaining all the other words have been moved to different columns likewise. So you can divide, or you can convert this particular data into column just like that. So imagine I'm just selecting all these things. See here, I'm just selecting these two and I'm asking text to columns, next, next. Now just wanted to select everything. Okay, okay, I'm just cancelling it because it is having like a very uneven number of words here. For example, see this particular row here, it is having only one row should be present as the header row. Here we are having some more words. Here we are having very less number of words. So that's why I'm just selecting this individual and text to columns. Now if I just press next here, it would definitely uh, choose this based on the word to word. Now if I can press next, if I press finish, see here all my words have been divided accordingly. Now if I press the second thing, if I press text to columns, next, all the words have been classified correctly. If I press finish, done. See, all the words have been classified as a separate columns. Similarly, text to columns, next, next, finish. Similarly, this one, text to columns, next, next, finish. Text to columns, next, next, finish. So likewise, we have completely transformed our uh, cells into separate columns with the help of this text to columns. Okay, so for now I have explained you what is meant by the left function and the right function and mid function, and also how to convert text values to the column values to separate columns. I have shown you all the things. Okay, now there is only one thing left, length. So how to, what is the use case of this length? When I say length, see here, I just wanted to count the length of this particular word. So how to do that? Equal to, use the length function. Now just select that particular word. Now if you press enter, it will show you as 10 because it is having 10 characters. Okay, continuous is made of 10 characters. Now if you want to count this one, equal to length of, just select that word, press enter. Now it is made of 3 words. Just like that, you can use len. But we can also use len in as a nested function. For example, when I say nested, you can also use just like that. For example, I will show you an example, practical example. For example, see here, ml Naruto. This is the entire uh, text. Okay. Now from this thing, I only want to extract Naruto part. Only I want to extract Naruto. Then how to do that? Use len function. Okay. Now select the cell. Okay, we are selecting entire cell. From this, I'm asking to use len of entire cell len of entire cell minus, I want to say, for example, uh, okay, let's do this thing. We can specify, we can only extract the ml. Okay, the rest of the thing I want to remove. Then how to do that? Then we can specify the number of characters. For example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. If I press 7 here, then let's imagine what happens. See, we have only got ml because we are using left function. Okay, left function is nothing but I want to uh, start Excel extracting the text from left position. So it would start from ml. Okay, now I'm saying consider the entire length of this string, that is d16, that is complete string length, and subtract some 7 characters from it. Obviously, if you subtract 7 characters from this ML Naruto entire length, then what happens? So I'll show you practically. First, we will just see what is the length of this. So the length is 9. If you subtract 7 characters from 9, what is the count that you will be having? That is ML. That is this one. Only 2 characters, right? Imagine I want to extract Naruto. Then what to do? Here we have to use write, and now just in the right, just select this particular thing. To this write off, we have to do entire length, and from this entire length we have to subtract a few specific characters, that is 1 2. Imagine if I place 3, I'm getting Naruto. That's how you can extract anything that you need from any type of text using right, left, and combining both len and left. So that's how you can use len and left function together. Okay, now let's go back to this flash fill. Okay, so this flash fill is a kind of thing, it's pretty much interesting to explain, because with this we can easily recognize patterns to combine, separate, reformat data based on example created by the user. Okay, for example, see, in the, I just wanted to maximize this thing. Okay, I'm pressing 1 Ravi 23 car, and his phone number is 760. Okay, now second one, Sophia 12, bike, 8, 9, 6. So likewise we have a number of things. For example, Ramu 23, car 765, 4, Ramya 45, bus 67. Okay, so enough. Okay, let's just add one more thing. Dharma 24, car 34. Okay, so now what we have to do is, if you just observe carefully, there is some pattern hiding inside it. Okay, so there is some pattern inside it, and we have to find out that pattern, and we, based on that particular pattern, we have to extract the strings. So how to do that then? Okay, so now I just want to modify one particular row manually. Manually in the sense I want to do some modification. Like I'm doing one, 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 Ravi 23, car 760. So this is the pattern that I have extracted. Okay. Now what do we have to do is, just go to the home section. This thing here we will be having some uh, fill option. Where is it? Here. If you can just go to this down section, we'll be having some flash fill. See here, I haven't done anything, but I have got all these classified. Okay, now if you can just select all these things, go to this fill, it won't work. Just select this thing, flash fill. Okay, see this thing, all the things have got extracted completely. So if you just select this particular column, flash fill, now select any cell, flash fill, select any cell, flash fill. See, by this thing, all our data has been separated so perfectly using this flash fill option. If we have any pattern in our data and that has been combined into a single cell, and if you want to separate it into multiple columns, then we can use this flash fill option. The flash fill, we have it here, flash fill, and also we can also find this flash fill in the data tab itself. See, if you go to this data tab, here you will be having an option called flash fill. You can use this flash fill option from both the tabs, that is from data tab as well as from home tab here in the fill group. Okay, so likewise you can do some pattern matching here. Okay, now I'm going to explain you what is meant by a table and how to create those tables. So table is nothing but, if any table cell is active, then tables, for example, see here, can we call this as a table? No, because it is not at all a table, it's just a form of data, but it's in a tabular format. Okay, so if we want to make it a table, we just have to give the data. Like I want to give it as a name, like raw data, I serial number name, and this is age, vehicle, and this is uh, phone. Okay, so now it's just a piece of data and we want to turn it into table. Then how to do that? Just select the range, go to the home tab, and here we have format as a table. Now you can select what type of table you want. For example, I need I like this particular pattern, maybe just select this particular pattern. Now it will ask you for the range. It automatically detects the entire range. You can see here the dancing lines, and automatically you need to check this my table has headers, because then only it will be considered as the column header, otherwise it won't get considered. I'll just show you what happens if you don't select this thing. See here, it has further again created additionally some headers. Now this has become useless. So in order to make it useful, then you just control Z and go to this format as table, select any table here. Now press my table has headers, check this option, press OK. See, that's how we create a table. Okay, so this is a way. That is, in home tab we have an option called format as table, and with the help of this we have created a table. We can also do this thing like we in insert we have like, for example, see here I'm just selecting some range. After that, here I'm pressing onto this table. In the table, automatically the range has got selected. Now what happens if I select OK, because my table doesn't have any headers, so if I press OK, then what happens? See, I have got additional table with the by default columns as column 1, column 2, column 3, because I have pressed my table doesn't have any headers. So that's the reason I have got this table. So this is second way that we can insert a table, and this is a way that we can create a table using the options from home, that is format table. This is a way that we can create a table using the options that is from insert table. Okay, perfect. Now I will also show you another way with which we can also create a table. For example, just select this thing. Okay, now we have got this particular quick analysis tool here. So just tap on this quick analysis toolbox, or you can also press Ctrl Q. Automatically it has got few options: formatting, charts, totals, tables, etc. Just tap on these tables. Now just select this table. Automatically this has got converted into table. So imagine. Okay, now this is just a piece of data because it is not at all a table. See here, it's not a table. Now how to make it as a table? uh, just select this entire range, press on this quick analysis tool, go to the table section, press table here. Now it has become a table. This is what a table is. So using these three ways we can easily create a table that is pretty much useful in filtering out all the records that we need it in the future. Okay, now I'll show you auto filters. What do you mean by auto filter? See here, when we first create this table, we have automatically got this drop down options here. These are nothing but the auto filters. It is pretty much useful if you want to filter out any data here. For example, if I only want the information related to Ravi, if I can press OK, I will only be getting the information related to Ravi. If I select everything, then I'll be getting the information related to everybody, just like that. Okay. Imagine while creating this table, if it doesn't have any filters, like it has only got a table but it doesn't have any filter, then how to do that? Then how to activate this auto filter option? So just tap anywhere on this table, go to this table's design tools. Now here we'll be having an option called filter button. It is active presently. If you can uncheck this thing, see here we have got a table, but the filter option is not available. To make it available, you have to check this again. Then only we'll be able to get this auto filter option. Perfect. Okay, now how to create a custom auto filter? For that, you just have to select this drop down text auto filter. Now here we have this option called select either text or data or number, and we also have custom auto filter. So I am selecting text filter. Okay, let's do this thing on this phone number. Okay, now I'm just selecting this drop down. Here I can either select filter by color or number filters. I want to select this number filters. Now here I can go to the down section. I am able to find this custom filter. Okay, now I just wanted to filter out, like I want to see this thing is greater than or equal to, is greater than or equal to 500. Okay, I just wanted to filter out if there are any records that are greater than or equal to 500 or not. That's it. If I press OK, then what happens? See here, I have only got the values which are greater than or equal to 500. So all these three values are greater than 500. I'm just undoing it. Perfect. Now, if we can also let's work on this thing. See, we have search option here. Okay. Now you want to search whether Ramu is present or not. So if you just press Ramu, you have got this option Ramu. If you press OK, you will only be getting the details related to Ramu. Okay. Now here we have an option called create filter from name. If you press that, automatically the filter has got cleared. So in the search button, we can also use some wildcard characters. So wildcard characters is nothing but I want to uh, I want to know if there are any person whose name is starting from D, or I want to know whose name is starting from R, okay, and is having only one single character, that is question mark. So it is actually showing that there are no names with starting from R, starting with R and is having only one character. If I press second question mark, that is in total I have three characters starting with R. If I press 4, see here, now it is actually getting matched with Ramu and Ravi. In the sense, Ravi is having 4 characters, which is nothing but 3 question marks, 1 R. If I press again question mark, see what happens. I have got this pattern match with Ramya. Okay, so I mean to say this question mark indicates one character. Okay, if I specify 3 question marks, so I mean to say 3 characters. If I specify 5 question marks, I mean to say 5 characters. Okay, so just like that, we also can use star. So the star is nothing but unlimited characters. So if I search for R and question mark 1, so I mean to say I'm searching for text starting with R and is having only 2 characters. Okay, so this is the meaning of it. Now imagine I'm searching for R star. Then what is the meaning of it? I'm searching for the text starting with R and are having unlimited characters. So this is the meaning of it. So likewise we can search whatever we want. For example, see here in the name I'm just searching. Okay, let's search here. I want to see whether do we have any girl starting with yes and is having only one character. Definitely it won't show any match, because see here, if I use many number of question marks, then also it won't show because the pattern is not getting matched, I think. So we can reduce. See this thing, Sophia 12 bike 896. Imagine I'm just using S, and if I press star, it won't come because here the word is here, the row is starting from second, right? So if I press second and if I say star, it would definitely show because here it is starting with 2 and it is having n number of characters. If I press only single question mark, it won't show, but if I press n number of things, it will definitely show. See here, so this particular length has got matched with 2 dot Sophia space 12 space bike space 896. So it has got matched with this particular thing. So that's the reason why we are getting this particular thing. So autofilter is pretty much useful when we want to do such kind of things. And this particular thing is custom filter. In custom filter, we can use both the characters like question mark as well as asterisk to specifically search for specific things. Okay, so now if we want to clear the filters, then how to do that? You can just go to this drop down, you can say clear filter from raw data, or you can also visit, you can just select this, visit data. Here in the filter, beside the filter we have option called clear. If you press clear, automatically the entire filter would get removed. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to use like auto filter, advanced filter, how to do that. For example, imagine we have serial number and we also have height, we also have weight. Okay, now here we are having serial number 1, 2 and 3. The height is 43 and 56 and 18. Okay, here the weight is, here the weight is 56, 45, 98. Okay, so now here I'm just copying this entire thing, this particular column height, I'm just placing it over here, and here I'm saying I want to know, is there any height less than 20 or not? That's what I want to figure it out. Then how to do that? First just convert this into a table form. So for converting, you can just go to here, format as table, and select whatever you want. You can just select this thing. Okay, now just select this particular thing, make it this thing. Okay, now here also convert this into a table. Okay, perfect. Now let's do this. Select any cell in the entire original table. Okay, so I'm selecting this particular cell. Now just go to this advanced filter. When we say advanced filter, where is it located actually? I think where is it, the data, yeah, here we have advanced filter. Just go here, and here in the list range, provide the range, that is automatically it will select the range. In the criteria range, select this particular header as well as the value. Okay, and now just press OK. Then automatically just see this thing here. Here we for now we have height 43, 56, 18. But here I am saying I only need the height which is less than 20. So my output would only have 18. All the 43, 40, 56 would get removed. See here. I have pressed OK. Okay. So now I have only got 18. That's the use case of it. Okay. Now the thing is, if I do this thing here, it is filtering this particular table in the original table itself, but I don't need this thing. I want to have filtered items as a separate table. Then how to do that? Just select any cell and go to this advanced. Automatically the range will get selected. In the criteria range, just select this header and just the content of it. Now here just select this copy to another location. In the copy to, just select the range that you want. I am just selecting here. So if you press OK, then what happens? Here you have got the copied filtered items, so that you can compare, like out of my entire data, this is the only data that is left which is having height less than 20. So that you can compare your data with this particular thing, right? So that's the use case of it. Also you can do another thing, like if you can select any cell in the original data and do this advanced, copy to another location. Here the entire range has been selected. Criteria range would be this thing, height and less than 20. Copy to here. Okay. Now what happens is, here you have to select unique records only. So in case if it is having any duplicate records, those will get filtered out, and you will only be getting, one second, I think there is a problem with the reference. Okay, now if you press OK, see here. Okay, I mean to say, for example, here I also have another, imagine. Okay, here I am having 4, 5, 6. Now here I am having 18, again 18, again 18. Okay, here I am having 67, 89, 65. Okay, so see here I'm having 418 values which are nothing but the duplicate ones. Okay, but now if I apply this advanced filter, what happens? See, copy to another location. In the copy to another location, I want to copy here this time, but I only have to consider unique records only. Okay, so out of all these things, I only need unique filtered records. Got it? So I have got the unique records. Why am I saying this as the unique records? Because the serial number for all those 18 is different. Okay, if I make the serial number duplicate, then see here what happens. Now I'm just selecting advanced. Automatically it is considering the, one second, I'm select any cell here, advanced. Automatically the range has been selected. Criteria range has also got selected. Now if I want to copy to another location, I would select this particular location. I would select this particular location. Okay, now I am saying only unique records. If I press OK, that's it. See here, earlier what happened is, here, yeah, even though we are having any duplicates here in like 3 is getting repeated for 4 times, 18 is getting repeated for 4 times, but even though here earlier we have different values here, so that's why we are getting these many values like 98, 67, but now I have turned them all the values as duplicates. Now if you press this advanced thing, for example, see, I'll do it, advanced filter, copy to another location, the copy to another location, if you select this thing and if you have told only unique records that you need, you will only be getting 3, 18, 98, which are the filtered values, but excluding the duplicate values, because you are here you have selected unique records only. This particular checkbox you have selected, so that's the reason why you are getting 3, 18, 98. So this is what it is. Okay, now if you want to clear this out, how to do that? Just go to this sort and filter. Now here you just have to select any cell. Now just go to this sort and filter. Now okay, since we have already cleared it, so that's why the clear option is not getting visible actually. Okay, so okay, see here, now I have applied this advanced filter. Now if you want to clear this thing, you can just go here, or you can also go to this home tab and select sort and filter. Here also you will be having this clear option. If you tap this, the advanced filter will get cleared. So that's the use case of it. Okay, so now I will explain you what is meant by this data forms. So I want to explain you the last concept of this live session, that is data forms. What is data forms? The data forms can be used to add, find, change and delete rows in a range or table. So with the help of data forms, we can add, find, change or delete rows in any table. Okay, this is the use case of it. But how to perform this data forms, or how to use these data forms? Okay, let's just copy this table that we have created earlier into separate sheet here. Okay, now select any cell in the table dataset. Now you just have to go to this customize access quick access toolbar. Here we already have an option called form, which is what we need. But for some people here, they don't have any form, because recently I have added. So if you don't have any data form here, you just have to expand this option. Now you have to go to this more commands. Okay, after that, now you have to select all the commands. Now you just go to this forms section, that is F, or you can select anything and press F. Automatically you will be going to this forms. Okay, so here it is. This is the form. Okay, here if you can add this, automatically it will show you that it has already got added, because I have already added. But for you, I will show you. See here. For now, if you find this form, just select this and tap add. Then automatically it has got added to your quick access toolbar, and now you can press OK. See here, you have got this option, that is form. Okay, select any cell in the table, just go to this form here. Now here you have got your columns options, that is serial number, height and weight. If you have 4 columns, then the 4th column would be appearing here. Okay, perfect. Now if you press like, you can do whatever you want. For example, if you want to add a new record, you can press new. If you press new, then what happens? You can add new record. For example, I want to give serial number 4, height is 78 and weight is 89. If you press close, then what happens? See, our new record has got added, right? So by adding the data, you can do whatever you want. For example, new, I want to add 78, I want to add 7th serial number, height is 87, weight is 67. So if you close this thing, then automatically a new record has been added. So likewise, you can add n number of records using this data form. Okay, and also if you want to delete a specific record, you can also do that. For example, if you have given just delete this thing. Okay, displayed record will be deleted, permanently deleted. In the sense, see this thing, what it is actually displaying: serial number 1, height is 43, weight is 56. This particular entire row will get deleted if you delete this option. See here, see, automatically it has got deleted. Now if I want to delete this last row, that is 7, 87, 67, I have to pass this 7, 87, 67. If you press delete, then automatically the last record will get deleted. That's it. Okay, now if you can here, what happened is 7, 87, 67 has been repeated twice, so that's why you can also delete the other one also. For example, 87, 67. Okay, so I think it has started deleting from the first record itself. For example, all the first records, the records which are displaying in the first row will definitely be deleted. That's why. And we also have an option called find the previous one or find the next one. So likewise, we can change. For example, 7, 87, 67. If you delete this, okay, see, the last record has got deleted. Now if you want to delete 4, 78, 89, just go to this here, previous, and do this delete option. Done. So likewise, you can delete whatever you want. And also in the criteria section, you can pass anything. For example, I want to search for 3, serial number 3, and is having star. When I say star, I mean to say is it is starting with 3 and is having n number of characters, whatever it may be. Either it is maybe 1, 2, or n number. If you just press close, then automatically those records will be stayed here. Since we only have 2 records left, for example, I'll show you. Okay, imagine we have these things. Now if I select any cell basically, and if I go to forms, now if I go to this criteria, if I pass 3 and if I pass asterisk, if I plus, if I press close, sorry, something in the criteria 3, let's try in the height 7 star. So this new record is nothing but it adds new record all the time. Find prev, it finds the previous record. Find next, It finds the next record, next criteria. It can pass any, with which we can pass any specific criteria. Like we can also use, for example, see here, I will show you data forms. In the criteria, since it's a number, you can also pass number. Like for example, you can, in the height section, you can also pass like less than 20. Okay, you have passed less than 20. Now if you just find next, see here, are you able to see? I have just now passed in the criteria, I have passed 20. Now if I press find next, I have got all the heights with which less than 20. See this height here, height is 18, which is nothing but less than 20, right? So here I have got 2 of 5. So if I find previous, I'm already getting 3, 18, 98, because here I have 3 times, like 3, 18, 98 is getting repeated for the 3 times. So that's the reason. But here check here, 1 of 5. So find next, same, 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 and that's the end of it. Okay, now let's have a look. If I say more than 70, then if I press, see this thing. Oh sorry, more than 70, I have to use this thing, greater than 70. See, if I press greater than 70, I have got the heights as 78. Okay, and if I press next, 87. So this particular 478, 89 record and 787, 67 record. So that's the usage of criteria. So likewise, we can also use data forms by adding and deleting and finding the specific records that we need. Okay, I hope I have explained you enough number of functions and options available in Excel to perform any data analysis using Excel. So in the next live session, I'll be explaining you how to perform this Power Query using Excel. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.